Right, today's unboxing, as you can see, I've already undone the box. A parcel from Ironclad Miniatures. Now, those of you that read my blog will know that I painted up some resin trenches from Ironclad Miniatures a few months ago. I'll put a link in the, or a picture up in the corner somewhere. And I was so impressed with them that I've sort of gone back to their site a couple of times looking for other things, and I decided I needed some ruined buildings for my 15mm games, and I come across two resin sets that I was so impressed with I decided to buy. Let's have a look. They've arrived today, very well packaged, loads of packing material, and the models themselves appear to be bubble wrapped. Yeah. So there's plenty of rubbish, plenty of foam there. I'm sure I can find a use for this stuff at some point. So let's have a look. So I bought two models. I bought a small building, ruined building, and a large ruined building. So I'm assuming this is the small one. Let's say plenty of wrapping. It's very nice. So this one comes with some floors that you can I'll stick in at some point. I don't know if you can see that, but they'll fit in there in the corners. Oh right, yeah, it stays in there. And there's another one for the other corner. Oh, there you go. More or less. I'll like I say, they'll stick in quite easy, but I like this. There's plenty of detail. I don't know if you can see the detail there, but all the brickwork. And then the rubble in the bottom, loads of rubble, bits of brick, beams, bits of flooring showing underneath. The inside of the walls have got sort of like a plaster, but exposing the brickwork. Front of the building and all the outside of the building is all brickwork, but it's nice, quite deep sculpting on this actually. So I think that will paint up quite nice with a bit of ink perhaps to bring out the cracks in the bricks. I'm not one of these people that have got the patience to paint every individual brick. No, not me. But plasterwork on the inside walls, so I might do that a nice colour or something like that, you know, domestic property. And like I say, some bits of floor to go up in the tops, which I'll put up there. I'll glue them in before I paint them. I'll give the whole thing a wash. I always give resin models a wash. In dilute washing up liquid basically, just to make sure there's nothing on there and any grease from your fingers from holding the medals, and there's a bit of powder in there presumably from when it was cleaned up. But this is a very nice model. I'm really chuffed with it. Lots of detail, lots of fine detail. I mean, you look at the floors, they've got bits of rubble on them. You know, it's all well and good getting a ruined building that's made out of MDF, and I've got nothing to knock against them. I bought plenty of the foreground stuff myself, but of course they don't come with any rubble. So I often end up making stuff and try and put in the bottom, but this has obviously got it all built in part of the design. Very nice looking, and like I say, all over the floor. So that's the small building. Let's have a look at the large building. Again, well wrapped, two pieces of bubble wrap. Oh yeah, very nice. Another floor to go in up here somewhere. There you go, you can see that. I'll take it out for the time being, but yeah, again, two adjacent buildings, or two adjacent a large building with two separate rooms. Again, plaster work on the inside of the walls, but you can see bits of the floor, the wooden flooring underneath with tiles on them, chunks of brickwork, masonry, and other rubble, beams again, and again, nice rendering of the brickwork on the outside. There's a little bit of mould flash, if you want. I don't know what you call it when it's a resin model, but that will come off with a bit of brushing actually. I've got a stiff brush that will bring those little flakes of resin off from the moulding process. But I mean, other than that, this model is lovely and clean. I mean, other than giving it a wash, there's not a lot of work needs to be done. Well, no work that needs to be done on this to be ready to paint really. Just a clean to get any dust and bits of flaky resin off the model, and then I'll be ready to prime it, and this will paint up really nice. So I'm really chuffed with that. So that's a large building and a small ruined building from Ironclad Miniatures. Now the large building was I believe that was about £6.50 and the smaller one was a £5. So, you know, not as cheap as some models, but very nice, lovely detailed work. And I'm not going to need a ton on my table. This is just for the occasional building on my tiny table, so these will do me very nicely. So I'm very, very happy with those. So there you have it, 2 ruined buildings from Ironclad Miniatures.